Hello everyone, I'm RobtheMod. Welcome to part 63 of Gran Turismo 7 on the PlayStation 5. Now, I have not actually, I'm going to add all these cars to the wish list. I don't know why I'm adding them all to the wish list because there's the, non-acquired symbol there. That's annoying because I'm never going to be, well, I am going to be able to get that. But that's the car that I was supposed to be doing this week. I was supposed to be, earning enough credits to do it. But unfortunately, there was the slight issue of I say slight issues. Oh, basically, I had a family member that was in hospital, and that's about as far as I want to go into it. But I have not been playing this game at all. I haven't played any game basically all week. Before they were in hospital, I did record a bit of, well, not record. I got some credits, but apart from that, no. And in fact, you'll notice it's not actually, it doesn't say 6 days remaining, it's 4 days remaining because I'm recording this on Sunday. So, events that we have: European FR Challenge 550, Japanese Forward Drive Challenge 600, Porsche 3591 make, great. World Rally Challenge Group B, and World Touring Car 700, great. Right, okay, so we're gonna we've done this already. Let's pick the SLR McLaren, because why the hell not? I don't think we've driven this yet. Also notice I have no beard now, as opposed to last week. But yeah, let's do the 3 laps here. Yeah, it's a bit awkward because I'm still not really in the recording mood. But I get the feeling that I probably won't be until next week anyway. So apologies if this episode is not great. I'm gonna say they're not great anyway, but well, apart from last week, I mean, last week's was not great. Oh god, I'm losing the back end here. Oh, I didn't mean to hit him, but I did. Yeah. Last week's was not great because I kind of told that story, and then I decided in editing, maybe I probably shouldn't tell that story, and I muted it. So apologies about that. But you could well, I mean, I blurred my face out anyway, so you could literally just focus on the gameplay instead of me just talking. But there was a bit in it where, if you could actually see my face, you could literally see as I was kind of getting towards the end of the story, I was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't tell this. So yeah, I muted it. Three laps of this. I mean, we're almost in. Well, I mean, we're in third now. Out the way, BMW. This thing likes drift. I mean, it is an SLR McLaren, but you know what? Let's go in this view and we'll see it kind of not really drift, but you can feel the back end sliding in some corners anyway. I'm not now. It's very weird. Come on. Okay, yeah, this thing does not turn now. There we go. The wheel spin is just awful. There we go. We saw a bit of the back end getting out there. There we go. That was it. You can kind of see how quickly the front end is moving. That usually happens when the back end is going out in this game, kicking out a bit. This is the interior view. Again, I want to use the wheel. I just need to, I'm waiting till basically we get all new content ready. All new content ready. Let me explain. I'm sure I've explained it before. But in fact, last week probably. But I can't remember what I've said. In a couple of weeks' time, basically, there's a whole bunch of content. In fact, this is kind of not what I muted, but what led me to mute the bit afterwards. But basically, there's a whole bunch of new, how to describe it, basically. like in a few weeks, like you'll notice that what's coming out on the channel at the moment is Gran Turismo 7, and I think it's either Wreckfest or Sackboy. I think it's Sackboy. I think Wreckfest is finished by now. I check, but it's literally would involve loading up the schedule on the other monitor and not looking at the game, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, anyway, basically there's this and there's another game. That's basically the new content that's on the channel. But there is a whole bunch of other stuff that's technically getting released at the same time. Basically, what that is this channel existed before. I made all the videos of it private at one point, and when I came back, I scheduled them all again. But when you schedule them, they do not show in the subscription list. So, because they've already been released once. So I could remove the videos and like, you know, delete them and re-upload them, which would do that, but YouTube kind of frowns upon that. So that's not what I've been doing. But what it does mean is that if you check the community tab on the channel, you will notice that there is new content, like re-available content that shows up, I should say. So there's a various number of games that like are effectively going to just appear completely randomly in a couple of weeks, because it's not like I had finished those games by the time that those series had finished, if you get what I'm saying. It you know, so the Let's Plays are just going to randomly continue in the middle of them, because, like I said, I hadn't finished them. So in a few weeks' time, once I finish go over the finish line, I will tell you exactly what they are. So basically, we have. Right, I should probably go to the bit where they're actually new stuff, isn't it? Here we go. So yeah, we have. It is Sackboy, by the way. I'm going to exit out this and I'm going to get the next race ready as well at the same time. But yeah, we have Doom, Ratchet & Clank Gun Commando HD, Grand Theft Auto 4, God of War, Need for Speed Carbon, Galgun Double Peace, Forza Horizon 5, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the Definitive Edition, and that's basically it. But those are the new games that are kind of going to come out. New games. New episodes of the Let's Plays that are basically going to come out. So if you go in the community tab, or if you go on the playlists, you will see that you'll get access to the videos, even though they're not showing up on the subscription list at the moment. But those ones will once we get to that point. Why? Oh yeah, because it needs to be the carnage. Right. Have the NSX. Why the hell not? On Red Bull Ring. Let us go, and let's get out first person. I actually got a comment recently, at the time of recording, of someone that, basically, of the last episode of the main series of this, you know, part 36, which is when I finished the campaign. Or I should say the main campaign of the game, because obviously the game tries to, you know, basically when you finish all the menu books, I should say. And yeah, I got a comment basically that was, for a second I thought this was like a BMW in the back. It's a Mitsubishi Lancer, but it for some reason it just looked like the E46 BMW from the back, and I was just very confused. Anyway, right, so yeah, I got this comment of someone being like, this. I don't know which race it was, because they just kind of commented saying, how the hell did you get to first? But it turns out they were playing on hard, and they were like, it's basically impossible to win this race on hard. Now, I'm sure it's not, but like, they were very confused on how it was so easy for me to get to first. And I basically had to comment, you know, this isn't Forza, basically, because it's, you know, Gran Turismo. I had to comment, it's not Forza, because in Forza, you don't get... You get penalised for playing on lower difficulties in Forza. Or I shouldn't say you get penalised. Basically, you get a bonus for playing on higher difficulties in Forza. If that makes sense. Whereas in Gran Turismo, doesn't matter if you play on easy or hard, you or with all the assists off and everything, you get the same amount of credits, which it's unfortunate, I think, but that's how Gran Turismo have done it. So, why wouldn't you play on easy? That's what I don't get. Like, if you're getting the same amount of credits if you play on easy as opposed to hard, I know some people will say, well, yeah, I don't like playing on easy because it's too easy. And I agree. I mean, look at this. This is too easy. But there is certain races where it is still kind of difficult to get up. Well, it's not difficult. It's just long. And there was that race on Willow Springs recently where I didn't actually. I managed to only get up to third, despite it being on easy. But that's because of just like you need a certain car to do. Like, this is the problem with Gran Turismo. Like, sometimes you need like a certain car to do an event. And if the AI is using that car and they don't pit because that car is too OP for the event, but it's allowed, then either you have to cheat with the difficulty or you have to cheat with getting that car. Like, really, you should be able to use any eligible car to win. But if that's not actually if that's impossible, then not really fair. And it's kind of, understandable why people kind of cheat, if that makes any sense. And at least cheating in single player games, I know this is technically an online only game, but like, in fact, it is an online only game, but if you cheat in the single player, I have no problem with that. I do it all the time in different games, Eventually, there's going to be a Grand Theft Auto or Chinatown Wars Let's Play, which I've fully recorded, it's scheduled and everything in like 2 years' time by the time you guys see this, or maybe about a year actually. To be fun. That's the problem with like what happened, because when I stopped the channel, I was still recording stuff. I just wasn't releasing it, because basically recording videos is how I play games. I did it once before. We changed channels. We went from the Insane Gamers channel to another Insane Gamers channel. I say we, it was a group. That's why if you watch Amnesia or the Watch Dogs Let's Play, it's someone else, it's Reedy. But there was other people as well that were part of the Insane Gamers that just, when I asked if I could keep the channel, they said, please remove the videos. So that's what happened. But on this we did. I basically got the permission of, hey, if we did them together, I'm leaving them up. But if you want your own single player stuff, like your own videos removed, I will gladly do that. But yeah, we weren't really getting much. Well, I mean, to be fair, this channel still doesn't have much traction. But like, we weren't getting much traction very, very early on with the Insane Gamers. We kind of, it was when everyone was starting like group Let's Play channels. After the success of Yogscast and the Rooster Teeth Let's Play channel and all that. And we didn't know how to edit or anything like that. So we kind of just upload them as I'm doing now, where it's just the same, it's just the full content with hardly any editing. Let's get in this. Which one is, I'm going to assume this is the modified one. I can't remember which one I modified. Oh god, this track and this car, this is going to be ridiculous. If I don't win this, I'm going to be not surprised. But yeah, so we had the two Insane Gamers channels. Well, this is the second Insane Gamers channel, technically, right? But the first one still exists, although I believe its name has just changed to I moved to RobtheMod, and it doesn't have any videos on it. Just kind of like for anyone that had subscribed to that channel. But yeah, I noticed like, because we had to re-upload all the old content onto this channel, like it was only like, it wasn't much. It was literally Because this is what happened, right? Okay, so we moved and we decided to re-upload all the content that was on that channel to here, but you can't really upload too much. And God, this car is so slow accelerating, and my voice is going. Sorry, don't know what's happening with my voice here. Right. God, you want to not be up my ass? Anyway, so yeah, we moved to this channel and we had to upload all the content again. Because it was kind of a theory back in the day when we did it that, like, first, if you've been running a small channel for a while and you weren't going anywhere, it was basically this theory amongst content creators that it was better to just create a whole new channel because YouTube had, like, put some sort of, like they were deliberately suppressing your channel. So it was better, and, you know, anything that you uploaded was never gonna take off. I think that's, like, if that was true, it's certainly not the case now, because there are certainly videos that go viral after they've been uploaded for a while. And the algorithm just notices them again and pushes them to people. But yeah, basically, like, we moved to this channel. Basically, we made all the content on that channel, like, not visible anymore. We moved to this channel. We re-uploaded it, and it, like, again, like, it wasn't growing. That's when everyone else kind of, like, stopped making content and wanted to leave the group. But while that was happening, while I was re-uploading all the content, I wasn't recording any games. And I wasn't actually playing any games. I was just literally just uploading the content. Like, I had the schedule and I was uploading it, and I was like, okay. And I kind of just noticed that I was not playing any games at all. And when I took over the channel completely and renamed it to RobtheMod, and then I kind of give up after a bit. Because that's the thing, you do get burnt out when you're releasing content and you kind of like, it's not going anywhere. But at the same time, I kind of remembered what happened, and I was like, well, if I do this, I'm just not going to play any games at all. Because doing this is my motivation to play, and it's kind of what's made me, like, not care about how many views this gets. I will just play the game. And I will talk to the camera and I'll just chat about shit. But at the same time, like, if it doesn't go anywhere, I don't really care. But I just want to play games. Basically. And there's the easy way of doing it, of just streaming. Admittedly. And I have done some streaming, but I don't particularly like streaming. Maybe I just need to get more into it, but the few ones that I've done with other games, with Wreckfest, for example, and with this, I've never really particularly liked doing it. Out the way. But yeah, I'd rather just record the footage and edit it, and then... Oh, shit. That did not go well. Went way too fast into that corner. I'll be happy with third, to be honest, in this one. I mean, we have an extra lap, so I might catch up, but probably looking unlikely at the moment. I actually, like, detest this car, by the way. I say detest. It's not bad, it's just... these events make me detest it. Like, I'm sure if there was... It's the fact that Polyphony seem to, like... There's loads and loads of other... like... legendary cars that they could use. but they always seem to pick this one. I think we've had like, what, 3 events on this channel with this car? It's as if Porsche is like paying them to use it. Of course, that's complete bollocks, but, you know, that's what it feels like. I mean, it might not be complete bollocks, actually, to be fair. You don't know the money that could exchange between Porsche and Polyphony. Conspiracy theory? No, it's alright. That probably is bollocks. Alright, let's get past the speedster. Here we go. We've done it. We did make it to first place, which I wasn't sure if we were going to do. This is very pretty. As the car struggles to get up there. We're doing 61 mile an hour. Which is technically actually quite fast. You know, if you think of like actual road. God, these guys have already caught up to me. Oh, here we go. Across the line. We won. We did manage to get a gap on them towards the end there. Don't think we got a clean race bonus for that. That's fine though. It doesn't really matter. I'm not that bothered. Right, let's move on to the... what do we... Oh, we got a... It's just a credit ticket. I was kind of confused. I was like, what are we going to get for doing the thing? Let's... I mean, I just bought this. But it is quite... It's not good. So, 10 laps. What's the other event? Also, are they... Polyphony, why have you given us 2 endurance events? And why have you done it on a track course? This makes no sense. I'm going to put the thing as 50-50, and I do need to keep an eye on fuel. Oh god. Turn, you stupid car. There we go. In fact, I'm going to put it on fuel map 6. Because it might mean we don't even have to pit at all. In fact, I'm going to hope that's going to be the case. Out the way. No, you're not. Oh, well, you are, aren't you? Stupid Hyundai. And I think we actually are going to have to pit anyway. Actually, maybe not. The lap counter has gone up to 9 there. And we are going to be going across the line. Before the laps are just, I think. But technically, we should have enough juice. We shall see how it goes. We're only in 10th. But these guys are all bunched up. So overtaking them shouldn't really be that difficult. Assuming we can actually kind of get a slingshot effect as we are here. We're in 8th now. We're in 6th, that's okay. Seven seconds behind. I mean, look at the guy in first. Look how far ahead he is. He's probably in this. Can't really tell. This distance. Oh god, this thing understeers like... Oh, is it oversteer? Whatever. Point is, it doesn't really turn very well. Yeah, I think the guy in first is literally in this. Could be wrong on that. Oh god. As I overshot the corner. Yeah, it certainly looks like it. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was on about, like, there are certain cars that, like, you need to do for an event. Like, basically, if you do not have the Quattro here, I mean, I'm assuming it would actually be possible to win, but, like, you'd have to pit, I would assume. Because there's always the discussion about the other event in regards to this that takes place at Big Willow, where they literally say it's this or the Pikes Peak car. Because you can just put them on Fuel Map 6 and you don't have to pit, and you can win that way. And I don't know if the Pikes Peak car would count. Although I would imagine it would, because if this is the Pikes Peak car, then... yeah. God. That was almost a very bad drift there. Well, it wasn't a bad drift, it was just... you know what I mean. It was ear drift, it wasn't bad, it was just... at the time, when it just happened, I felt like I was losing control of the car. And car turn, there we go. We're halfway through this race and we've got another 10 lap race to do after this, so this is probably going to be about an hour again. In fact, it might be over an hour like the last one, because that was 1 hour, what, 10 minutes or something? One thing I do hate about this, it does, like, these endurance events, they make the episodes last forever. Like, I could split them in two. But would you guys want that? I don't know. Someone go in for a pit? I think they did. I didn't mean to cut that, but I did. The other thing is, I noticed a lot of people don't like Big Willow. And to be fair, or Willow Springs in general. And I get it. I totally get it. I didn't like this track in Gran Turismo 6. There's always this corner. If you watch back the Gran Turismo 6 Let's Plays, I would always overshoot this corner. In fact, I still do it. I mean, you saw me do it earlier in the thing. I would always overshoot this corner and go into the grass there. Or the sand, I should say. But I was just like, failed to make the corner at all. It just would never turn. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I guess it just wasn't braking enough. The car just would just never turn. Here we go. This is what we want. Because now we are so far ahead. The AI is doing pitting, so it's going to actually... Well, the pitting is not actually... as long as I was thinking it was going to take. We're already coming out. If he's in an Audi Quattro, he can probably catch back up. We are technically only 18... Well, not technically. We are 18 seconds. 19. Ahead of... second. Stop drifting the car. There we go. Regain control. Three more laps of this. I mean, this is going by quite quick at least, but at the same time, I'm kind of like... It's still quite long as a race. Although I'll have to look in editing to find out if this or the other... I mean, I imagine this is longer, but I was going to say this or the Porsche race was longer. I mean, I think by the time we finish this, this is probably going to be about 13 minutes, maybe? 14 minutes? I don't think the Porsche race was that long. It felt like it, but I don't think it was. One car. There we go. We've made it. Finally around the corner. I don't know why I'm looking over there. The cars are all the way over there. Just kind of looking at the side profile of the car, really. Just kind of decided I don't like the brake lights of this car. I mean, I know it's a Pikes Peak car, so it doesn't really matter, but like... just how small the brake lights are. Not a big fan of that. They absolutely could have made them bigger. In fact, they could have... I mean, I don't know if they could have back in 87, but why didn't they make the brake lights like a huge part of the spoiler? Like, you see where those red bits are on the spoiler? That would have made sense. It's an absolutely massive brake light. And it's not really a red bit, is it? It's like red, grey, and black. But still, they could have made that bit brake lights, and it would. I think they would have made the car look very cool. Don't think we're going to lap anyone, sadly, but... Yeah, look, we've got 2 laps left of fuel. Yeah, going to fuel map 6 is definitely the way of doing this, although, of course... Well, these are kind of still educational in the fact that, like, Polyphony do like to repeat events. So... They repeat this one, you know. Useful information for you. Why would you pit on the last lap? Makes no sense. Come on. Turn. Here we go. Oh, yep. Fuel remaining, 1 lap. Well, why would you pit? Makes no sense. Right, we finished. We only have 1 more weekly event to our weekly challenge to complete. And how much do we get? Oh, we've got the 4-star roulette ticket at least, but... Yeah, that was like, what, 40 grand for that? That was pitiful for what it was. What is it? How much did you get for that? Let's say. 65 grand. Okay. Fair enough. But, like, still, that is pitiful for what it... I bought this. I think I mentioned that I bought this. Can I do this, but change the our settings to them? There we go. We got that ready. Okay. Oh, stop telling me about wet tires. That's right. There's going to be rain on this track. I think. It's telling me about I can switch to wet tires. It's going to be wet tires. Required at some point. But why? Oh my god. Why would you brake so hard for that? A stupid thing to do. Also, 20 people in this race. I mean, it makes sense. It's World Touring Car 700, but come on. Oh, right, overshooting that corner. This car is not exactly great for this track, it seems like. But we have 10 laps, so it's fine. I'm going to pit at the end of lap 7, I guess. Whatever. We'll see on lap 6 if we have enough fuel to make it round. May have to go to fuel map 6, but doesn't look like it. In fact, it looks like we may actually have to pit at the end of lap 5. I might just pit when the AI pits. That is usually a good sign when to pit. Well, it's not interesting because that is actually where the start-finish line is. For some reason, I was thinking the pit lane was halfway around the track, like it is on Eden Norland, but it's not. Right, you're gonna hit the brakes hard for that corner. In you came in. Portella, I'm going to assume is going to pit at the end of lap 4. Because that's where he always seems to do it in other places. I'm going to kind of ignore him if he pits. Because the Viper is just a very fuel-hungry car. I kind of feel bad for him at the same time as he's an AI. I shouldn't care. But, you know. If his car is so much fuel-hungry than everyone else's, then it's really not fair, if you think about it, for him to be racing it, really. Because he'll never win. Not that any of the AI, like, win anyway. With me. Only on very rare occasions. Right, up to 8th. I can't believe we're already up to 8th. Out the way, Mr. Toyota. Not exactly a big fan of this track. How's the rain, by the way? Are we going to have rain? I don't know. It's just very weird that it was telling me I could switch to wet tyres. Maybe it's because... you know, because I can switch tyres completely. That kind of makes sense. Let's actually switch back to the fuel map because we need to pay attention to that. I don't think we really need to pay attention to tyres. Weirdly enough. Because out the way. Got turn. There we go. Yeah, I don't think we need to pay attention to the tyres because they just won't get wore down enough by the time we need to pay it. Like, I'm going to replace the tyres anyway, but we don't need to actually pay attention to them. We're now in 2nd. Do I want to like overtake a guy in 1st? Or do I want to stay behind him and then pit at the same time as him? Well, this looks like rain to me coming. Look at those clouds. Yeah, there's rain coming. So that's why it told me I could switch to wet tyres. I'm going to just stay behind this guy. And we're going to pit when he pits. Actually, no, we're not. We are just going to overtake him. Ah, here we go. It's starting to rain now. I shall pay attention to the weather map instead. Now, if you don't know about tyres in this game, basically you are completely fine to use racing tyres until, if you look on the left of where it says RH, those 4 things are your tyre wear. But then the thing with the blue line, like with the 3 sections and the blue line, that is the rain. Now, it is completely fine to use the like racing tires or any kind of tires in the first 2. Like if it's in the second one, you kind of need to be careful. You know, don't put full power down. But it is roughly fine. If you're in the third one, you need wet tires. And technically the second one is, like, you can use intermediate tires. It's recommended, so I might pull in for intermediate tires at the end of this lap. And if it gets... yeah, I probably will. Why not? Everyone else is going in for fuel. I might do one extra lap, to be fair. If everyone else goes in for tyres, or fuel, I'll go in at the end of the next lap. If they don't, then I shall stay out. Not exactly the best idea, but... oh, turn. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe we should have... see how the braking points now are a lot more than they were. And that's because our tyres aren't as effective. And yes, the AI is pitting. So I will pit at the end of this lap. Like, it's not as bad as I've had it in Le Mans with the rain. And in that track in Japan, where it just, every single time I race it, it just seems to be absolutely smashing it down. This is just light rain at the moment. It's just a lot of light rain. It looks, oh, well, I was going to say it looks like a bunch of them haven't pitted, but I think, see, this is what happened. Can you see how the car just doesn't have grip now? When you're trying to accelerate? That is exactly what I mean. It won't have it when you're braking as well. You've got to kind of pump the brakes a bit. Like, ABS is really not going to help you here. Although now it looks like the weather's going, but because it's not going to dry yet. So actually getting wet tyres is still useful. Where's the entrance to the pit lane here? Here it is. Let us go into the pit lane. Go for intermediate tyres and we will refuel. And I mentioned before, the way that these actually work is the car is literally just driving straight down the road. And this is just a cutscene. So this isn't actually happening. So now we have intermediate tyres. And we can probably stay on these till the end of the race. Even if the track is, like, dry. Oh, there we go. some reason, I think it must be to do with the tires. The car just at some point just doesn't feel like it wants to turn as much. Which is a bit weird. If someone's pitted there, probably the guy in last place. We have lapped someone now. Because we're catching up to a few of them that are towards the back. You can see them up there. Come on, turn. Just checking how long the recording is. 51 minutes at the moment. So we will finish under an hour, but yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if you guys want these videos to be this long. I will, like, effectively release these as 2 videos in a week if you really want me to do it that way. So comment below if you want me to do it that way. Or I can kind of judge it by, like, how long you guys watch it for and stuff. Because obviously YouTube does give you the analytics for that, but I would prefer comments. Out the way, you stupid Hyundai, because you kind of stopped me to... you absolutely massively slammed on the brakes and stopped me overtaking you before, if you remember. On this corner. It went round here and it just, like, hit the brakes as it went round there. But technically, I'm now in 17th place. I mean, I'm in first because I, you know, lapped them, but that's where we'll be. Technically, if we were all correctly in order. We're on television up there. That's what that helicopter will be for. Technically, if you're going to be productive for television, the helicopter should basically be following me at all times. When you're winning. Understandable why it doesn't when you're not in first. But that's typically how television productions work, Polyphony. No. Camera focuses on the guy in first. Although these would be very boring races to watch on television, wouldn't it? Because I always seem to win. Bit like Formula 1 at the moment. Yeah, I went there. I mean, that might age this video incredibly badly by the time it comes out. But probably not. Because Max Verstappen, I mean, I don't watch it, but, like, I'm aware, like, Max Verstappen always seems to win. And it seemed to be, like, a thing. Like, maybe I need to, like, get into Formula 1 again, but I say again. Like, as a kid, it was always Michael Schumacher winning. And I never liked it. I just kind of had I came to the conclusion, you know, if the same guy is winning repeatedly, it's not fun to watch. And there was obviously, I know there was and the thing is, the viewership has been declining. because of it. Now, maybe it could have just been declining because obviously Drive to Survive has been going on for so long. But like, I mean, it's not declining much, but it has been declining, right? So it could just be like the casual audience that started watching because of Drive to Survive has gone, well, this is boring. And like the hardcore viewership is still there. But like, that's the thing. Like, it has been a thing that's been happening. In regards to Formula 1, the viewership has been declining over the past couple of years since Verstappen always seemed to be winning. But when it was actually competitive, like, the viewership was going up. But, you know, how much of that was Drive to Survive? How much of that was just, you know, the actual competition itself? We don't know, really. I don't know, I should say. But this is the final lap, so I'm just going to do a thing here. Crash out. Got the credit ticket. That's an interesting race, actually. 56 minutes I've been recording for, by the way. Probably about the length of how long this is, because I don't want to edit anything out, as I say. Unless I have to restart a race or something. But let's do the things then. Let's go into the garage. And we shall get the credit tickets. We're going to have over 3 million credits at least. 3.5 nearly. What are we going to get from the roulette ticket? Come on, what are we going to get? Tell me. If this gives me the safety car. I mean, I'm going to have to buy a safety car anyway, but... 10,000 credits. I mean, that was hardly worth it, was it? But... still. Yeah, I've been RobtheMod. Thank you very much for watching part 63 of Gran Turismo 7 on the PlayStation 5. And I hope to see you next time for more. Hurrah.